My household.
Say that again.
What? You better know people. Like the brother said, he the CEO and president of his household. That's why it's called, what is it called? Kingdom? You're the king of this dome, right? And everything that resides under it, right? And everything resides in your household, right? Who house? That's why kids and our children, that's why our children are running around lost like they are. Because we don't have CEOs or executives running their house.
Oh, they kick us out.
It's on. It's on.
They kick us out of our house.
Yes.
They could go to my Instagram
We're going
page.
to talk about this pandemic.
It's live.
We're going to talk about
Man,
this
that pandemic, the worst thing that ever happened was
Yeah.
COVID. Yes, I heard.
You gonna tell them?
Everybody
What's
was
on you
on
tell?
Tell them to go to Divine Lux. It's
Oh,
live.
there you go. They catch it. You taping it, right?
Mhm.
Wait, get it. Send it to me. I'll send it out.
All right, let's go. Yeah, no, you're right. Let them catch the playback. That's how we get to subscribe. See?
Mhm.
Listen to the man. You know what you're talking about?
You ready?
120 seconds.
I talked too much last time.
You got a bottle of wine, bourbon
Come on,
on
your
yourself.
coach.
I just bought mine. Like in the
Did
trunk.
you just?
The Lady Devine Show, January 17, 2024.
What they say the song say, you gonna win, but
So I
you
need
gonna
to take
win.
off.
Yeah, about that one.
You got to learn to do this.
I can't afford it, coach. You don't have to tell me.
That's the
Is
start.
it on mute?
No, it's on.
Oh, no, you can. I'm
Overlay.
about to start the disclaimer in just a second.
You don't want us to show our face?
Oh, it's up to you. It's fine.
This ain't radio now.
Yeah, you just
A minute to run.
Eddie King Jr. Dang.
Nice faces.
Wake y'all up real quick.
What's up, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
How y'all doing? Police.
Back at it.
Hey, I thought I was supposed to get a makeup artist or something so I could look, have my sexy back when I'm 1965.
Are you
We
want
don't
your
need to do
date,
that at the Wiz, pimp.
Okay.
We can go to 101.1. Like, see here? All right, tell them we in here. I'm at the green room.
We got busy one, y'all.
That's right.
You got on the Lady Devine show. What's up? What's up? We got some guests too. Oh yeah. Mr. Alpine and Ricardo. And y'all know Sincere, my co-host.
I hope they know, baby. I'll be outside, though.
Well, ain't no Ricardo Maxwell. Because if you don't know now, you know.
Oh yeah?
That's how you know.
Hey,
Can't go wrong.
not-
Yeah.
Lady Lux, this one ain't nowhere it out. Lady Lux, this one ain't nowhere it out. Hopping out the bed, right? Gotta get my tummy tight. I'm gonna get my body wrapped today. That
Go
means
ahead,
Mike Jones. 4 days and 3 nights. Lux, get your flight right. Tune in till 7 p.m. on Wednesday night. Fashion talk, let's not forget it. Where you get your fashion pick. Late fashion in the mix. Yeah, you know it's gonna be
I'm shouting out somebody else.
lit. Ow.
Oh, my God.
Where's your mama?
Lady Lux. Lady Lux, Lady Lux, Lady Lux. Ow.
That's the show.
Ow.
Divine Lux.
Lady Lux.
The Lady Devine Show.
What's up, y'all? Y'all here at the Lady Devine show on Busy One Radio. What's going on, y'all? It's cold outside.
Cold as hell.
I'm tired of being cold. I hate getting in the cold. It's like I don't want to get out the car. I don't want to get in the car. I just want to lay in the bed, cuddle it, put the
Yes.
sheets over my head.
Yeah, it's so cold. Jack Frost asked me for a light.
Did he?
Yeah.
Damn.
He's like, can you believe this?
Can you believe this? So y'all, we here with Alpine and Ricardo Maxwell, and y'all know my co-host Sincere.
What's up, y'all?
You know, so we got a lot we got to talk about. First of all, I want to talk about P. Diddy, y'all.
Oh, God.
I just heard, just what I heard. They said he killed Kim Porter with some type of drink.
Oh, they snuck that in there, huh?
So yeah, they said he gave Kim Porter a drink. It's coming out. P. Diddy about to go down
Probably a long list, though.
to jail.
It just, shit, I try to avoid these subjects sometimes, man. You know, money talks.
Money talk. I don't know if he's gonna get out of this one.
We don't know nothing. We don't know if Trump gonna get indicted. I mean, we've been waiting on that for years.
Yeah, we probably gonna
Let them rich folks deal with they culture different than ours, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like, even though I'm in entertainment and all that, I don't necessarily. I'm not looking for them. I don't need an endorsement from them.
Oh yeah.
Not at all.
Y'all got
They not invited to the barbecue or nothing.
I mean, really, when you start to speak on that, anything that has power behind it has blood on his hands. So, you know, we talk about P. Diddy, you get talking about
Society.
R. Kelly, you talking about Michael Jackson, you talking about Bill Cosby. You notice I said all black men, right? Because those are the ones that they execute. And guess what? Once they put them out there, you help them bury them. But you don't talk about the Donald Trumps of the world, who was actually your damn president, right? Finna be president and do all that. And guess what? He just won a caucus. So what does that tell you about America? Black America, all I can tell you is wake up.
Wake up.
And you ain't thinking about how the Catholics mess with the little boys and the Christians messing with the little with wives, with people's wives. They be like, come to the podium because you need to get healing from me.
And they got paid off.
Yes.
Big dollars.
Right. You see, the only thing that I'm talking about is this: the double standards that we have.
Double standards.
Our double-minded brain. One brain you say belong to you, but the other side of your brain belongs to your open enemy. Who's your open enemy? People in higher places. We start talking about people in higher places. We talking about white America. Let's call it what it is. Because R. Kelly was not a villain until they made him a villain. Bill Cosby was not a villain until they made him a villain. And most of you still watching the shows and listening to his music. There's no problem with that because, and a lot of people finna get mad at me for what I'm finna tell you about this. Understand who rewrote your Bible. It says revision. He was a homosexual, y'all. Not only was he a homosexual, but he was a murderer and a killer and a destroyer and a liar. But you read from those scriptures every day. I don't see nobody taking their Bibles and burning them. Talk to me. Forget what I'm talking about. Look under the Vulgate. Yo, you didn't know nothing about that Bible, huh? See, I'm tired of these double standards that we living by. Come on, wake up, America.
You're trying to go back as far as Anunnaki and all that.
Hey, y'all, if y'all have any comments, y'all want to talk to anybody here, y'all can call us at 513-301-7119.
Cause my name ain't Cat Williams, but I got something to say. You hear me? My name Ricardo Maxwell. Call me if you need me.
Hey.
How are you? So I also heard that Mike Tomlin was in the he was doing some type of interview and he walked out and they fired him, but they brought him back.
What we talking about again?
Mike Tomlin from the Steelers.
Pittsburgh coach.
Oh shoot.
The longest tenured coach in the NFL. I didn't say black coach. I said the longest tenured coach, winning seasons. But guess what? He's a black man, so he's unprotected.
Yeah, he didn't want to have another Colin Kaepernick now that we.
Man,
he know how to avoid the press. He just avoided.
He just walked out.
You know, Colin sat
said,
there
"You're
for a
outta
minute
here."
and let them zoom in on his face. Like, yeah, it's me. He just didn't take the time, let them zoom in on his face. The message still stands.
Without a question, what about all these owners calling us niggas? They still on teams.
Shit,
Still on teams.
And all he did was walk that interview.
Yeah, he walked up in
And that made news, huh?
made the news.
you can say up the same breath of that 4 black cops can kill somebody and still get indicted. Opposed to 4 white cops.
Picture that.
Yeah, we watching that.
All day, all along.
They get penalized. They don't get what they call it, administrative leave.
Exactly.
Pay.
See, but
Check that out.
we do that to ourselves. We allow
Oh, he thought he was
our
privileged.
enemy to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We do this to ourselves. And there's a lot that I said right there.
Mm-hmm.
We allow this to happen to ourselves.
You have control of your bubble.
Exactly.
Out of control.
I agree with that. Y'all hearing this from a homeless dude.
So what else going on? You was talking about something about the children.
About the kids. Oh, sure. We just talking about in general with kids because we could talk levels on children. Like in my case, I just know without us they doomed. Like, and I mean, black fathers, they're doomed. And I play my role to the point where I've even sacrificed the part where I could have a place to provide for them. And their mothers win that, the way society's built at least. And even in their household, it's unbalanced until I step in.
And that's why, because of the, look at the empty pot. When you said till you stepped in, that's an empty pot. My mom raised kids, 16 of us, without, a man running in. I mean, without a man running in and out of the house all day. But what I mean by that is they come through. They don't stay there. And that's why I couldn't think of calling them dad or thinking about they stepdad or, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Because men run in and out of kids' life.
Right.
And that's what we grew up with. And
that's exactly
like I said, it was 16 of us. 16.
Wow.
I know what it's like.
Hold on, Black America. This is my brother, but I have to correct that. Men don't run out in and out of anybody's life.
Right.
Boys do.
That's right.
Understand, we have black men. We have black fathers.
You're right.
Those fathers are there. Those fathers are not only raising theirs, they're raising others also. So we're going to take that stigma off of us.
Yes.
That false narrative that the black man is somehow a vagrant, somehow disrespectful, somehow a whore, somehow doesn't love his family, somehow produces offspring that he doesn't take care of. We're going to get rid of that false narrative while I'm sitting in this room, because I know too many black men that take care of their family, that raise others' families, that help raise communities.
Yes.
And this is the foundation of our community. So we have to, as black men, we have to get back to that foundation, that crowning father. The brother Sincere just said he's the CEO and president of his household. And indeed he is. And if we have more brothers that were acting as CEOs of their kingdoms, you know what I'm talking about. And then we will have our children, these problems that they're having, we can at least alleviate them from an elementary part, and they don't have to grow into what they're going to have to face as they fight adversity through white America.
So we was just talking a few minutes ago about how behind our children are because they didn't get the proper training during COVID. Are they ever going to catch up?
Yeah, that's our job.
Exactly.
That's our job. I want to talk financial literacy. And I'm not even balling now, but I know how to make a flip that's gonna make money work for itself. I didn't get taught that in my household. I didn't learn that savings account accrue interest. I didn't learn none of that from my parents. I can't tell you why this wasn't the conversation, but they didn't know, I suppose.
Well, can you understand that by the time you graduate from high school, if you're not financially literate, you have to ask yourself why, and that's for a purpose and a reason. I understand, and I'm not talking about those who have not only went to secondary or college. Understand, most people with degrees in their pocket are financially illiterate. Most business owners that you run to are financially illiterate. What are you talking about, Al? What I'm talking about is we talk about finances. We don't understand economics and how they actually rule. We don't understand anything about a dollar and how it's supposed to circulate and what portion of that dollar should be divvied out to different levels for different things. Right. Now we get into a deep conversation, but I'm going to jump back to the subject where Kim was talking about. During COVID, as we understand, our children were at home. Most of our children, I would divvy to say 80% of our children were already 2 to 3 years behind. And how do I know this? Because our public schools that you go to, 90% of them cannot pass a college entry exam. How was that even feasible or possible? But I found out something during COVID. I took a look at it, and it was very disturbing to me because I have a child, and I had to sit there and fight him for hours. So I apply to all you teachers out there, trust me, because if this little guy gonna sit here and fight me, I know what he's doing with you. And what I come to understand is that most of our children, most of you don't have the resources to educate your child. And again, as I was speaking earlier, I'm not talking about a computer system. I'm not talking about electricity. I'm not talking about books. I'm talking about your intelligent level, your patience, your love, your care. You didn't have enough time to sit there with your child as he was supposed to sit in front of a computer. You know, they caught all kind of images on those computers.
Right.
So understand, so that whole year was when our children went uneducated, period. So that placed them 5 to 10 years behind. Barack Obama told you when he was in office, he said a high school diploma would no longer be sufficient. He said you got to at least have an associate's degree to even get in the game. And if you start looking now, the jobs we talking about, you graduating from high school, they're manual labor. This is what this is because we're not taught anything, you know. And I was just explaining to Kim, there's 3 things that they said they were going to never teach us. When they put public school curriculum together from its inception, they said they would never teach you the art of business, the art of warfare, or the art of mating. All 3 of these things are essential to raising a people. But I don't want to bore you with that because I understand that when we start talking about these things, here we go talking about that black stuff again. Well, guess what? That black stuff makes you on the bottom rung of every level that makes a society politically, economically, socially, health and welfare. Am I wrong or right? If you check the statistics and all of that, we are at the bottom of every last one of them. And we don't have, if somebody can come on here and tell me where there's a black community in Cincinnati, Ohio, please fill me in. We have black neighborhoods. We don't have communities. Understand the difference. Communities can be self-sufficient. Communities have grocery stores. Communities have banks. Communities have organizations. We have neighborhoods who all we do is prey on top of each other. The poor preying on the poor. There's no money in that. We trying to squeeze something out of the lemon and there's no more juice, fellas. Sisters, come on now, man. This thing is real. And, you know, I done held back for so long, but since they wanted me to talk about these things, I hope I'm piquing somebody's interest because just here recently, we're going to talk about some things, you know, where we introduce a way for our brothers and sisters, especially you guys that like to partake in cannabis, right? How you can make some money. And it's like pulling teeth. We give business opportunities to our communities, and we have to take them outside of our communities because you don't want, I'm going to put it quite plain, you don't want anything. As we say in the hood, you don't want nothing.
And at that point, we're going to be right back. We're going to take a break and be right back, y'all.
I'm sorry, y'all ain't meant to go there.
No, you good.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. You know what?
Yo, big up Cincinnati. This your boy Joe Dapper from Dada Shock World Music Sound, representing for Wet Wednesdays, Ladies Night Reggae, 9 p.m. through midnight, with exclusive poetry and open mic sessions, and the hottest reggae, dancehall, and Afrobeats and R&B in the city. So come home to vibe at the Cali Bar and Grill, 1227 California Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio. Come catch me there. Boom.
So we back, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to Busy One Radio at the Lady Devine show. And right now we're gonna talk about the story of Alpine and Ricardo. They did some time in prison for some things that's now legal, and they was pardoned by Obama. So I know this is our part 2 of our discussion. Al, you said we left out some things.
Well, you know, you said our story, my story, his story, her story, his story is your story. We all got the same story. The story doesn't change. The names only change. So let's get this right. Everything that I can put on the table, you got somebody in your family, somebody you know that's been through it, done it, or became a victim to it. and I'm gonna say a victim to it. I don't care on what level you were. We all victims to it. I'm a victim to it. My brother a victim to it. We all a victim to it because I was removed from my household for 20 years. What did that do to my children? They took a father out of the house. And when I say a father, I didn't say a baby daddy. They took a father out of the house. All praise to the Most High that I had children's mothers. I didn't say baby mama. I had children's mothers, and all of them queens and all of them strong. So my children were blessed, and I was blessed enough to raise my babies from a jail cell. You wonder how is that possible? It's called family ties.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
You know, because they understood the significance of me being in their life in any kind of capacity possible. Now understand, and I'm only talking about myself. I can't speak to every situation. I can only talk to my brother about my brother and me. I know our situation because every situation is not the same. Again, I was blessed to be in my children's life for 20 years that I walked in federal penitentiary. But the thing is, I fought to be in their lives. I wanted to be in their life. I didn't, when they come visit me, we just didn't sit there and talk about anything. You know, I had to tell my little girls I love them, period. Some of you been out here all their lives and never told them babies that. And then you wonder why they running around half naked. You wonder why they stripping on poles. You wonder why they selling you know what. Because they daddies didn't raise them and their mamas gave up. So we have to do this thing. And most of us are in dysfunctional relationships with the person you laying next to because this is how she came up. And you wonder what her problem is. But you didn't take the time to dig into her heart and her mind and understand her story.
Right.
You forced yours on her. Then you forced your lifestyle on her and your ideology. So if she's messed up, that means that you messed up because you call yourself leading the household. But again,
now it's two of y'all.
Exactly. So my story is everybody else's story. You know, we can talk about Cincinnati and we got some things coming out later that we really gonna delve into the politics, the education, the poverty level, the whole structure of Cincinnati, and we're gonna want you to look it up because this thing is real. I got some positive brothers out there doing some beautiful things, and don't let me spread all negativity on this thing. To my young brothers that's out there doing their business ventures, whatever it may be, I salute you. And I salute you again because that tells me that finally you start to cut the chains that bind. Because you can never be free until you're economically free. Malcolm X told us that. All I need for you to do is to learn to play the game properly. Because what happens, you're going to raise to a level and they're going to come and take it all. So think outside the box. We talk about Russ Simmons. Russ Simmons didn't blow up till he got with them Jews. And all them Jews brought was protection and legality for him, period. And this is what has to happen with us. But you have to have an open mind. We have to start trusting each other. We have to stop believing that the white man's ice is colder. If I bring you an idea, sit down and listen to what I have to say. If you don't like it, you can walk away from it, but at least sit down to it. Because guess what? There's a whole lot of wisdom all around you, and you failing to hear it. You failing to feel it. You failing to touch it. You failing to taste it. This thing is real.
Because it ain't
right.
It ain't entertaining.
Right.
You know, people don't want to feed their brain.
It ain't sparkling. It don't sparkle like a Rolex. But this is what I'm saying, guys. Girls, you spend black, you get your money back. What we need to do is start supporting each other. I guarantee you, if you spend black, you get your money back. I used to be on the block. I'm serious. I used to mark my money and my money will come back. I guarantee you. When I was on the block, I used to mark my money and it'll come back. Yeah, that's how powerful it was in that community of drugs. And the drugs was, guess what? Marijuana. So guess what's now legal? Marijuana. And guess what they did? They took us off the same corner that we were serving on and locked us up. Now they built the shop, the cannabis building where we used to serve it. But guess what? We got a trick for them, y'all. We gonna do it virtually. We can let them do what they want. They gonna bring all them people in, and guess what they gonna do? Have 2 or 3 people going to their cannabis. Cause guess what? Y'all gonna have your own. All right. This is how we gonna build. We gonna build.
So what you telling me is, so-called Dolphin have more unity and organization than the rest of us?
That's right.
Because
Because they knew what they want. They knew what they want. They went for what they want, and that's why they was called Dolphins.
So you know what I mean? That Dolphin woke up every day knowing that he wanted or needed that
drugs. That's right.
And he did something to go get it.
it.
So that Dolphin had more drive than most of us out here going to work every day, call ourselves upright citizens. Looking down on this Dolphin who actually was out there focused on what he needed to get done and got it done.
Because like I tell y'all, it felt so good.
That's a serious thought. What do you think about that, bro?
Shoot, I almost feel like they got rid of the original Dolphin. Like, you know, shoot, my car ain't never went in the cold. Shoot, I mean, we talking about actual relatives too, so we didn't miss a meal. We never asked him how he got it, you know, whatever. It's just, it was a time before now where they glorified it all. And the point you just made was so crazy though, because we never looked at it that way. We weren't trained to look at it that way. That man was a go-getter. That woman was a go-getter. It took them to take poison, to crave poison. Yeah, right. That's what it is. It's still a goal to set.
And that's what we need. We all need to find something to fiend for. Yeah. If you fiend for something, I guarantee you'll come up on it. I'm talking about from money to taking care of your kids, to want to have your own house, to want to live, to drive your own car. Fiend for it. If you fiend for it, I guarantee you'll hit that rock.
So what you asking them that you must ask yourself, what is your why?
Right.
Is that what you asking?
I just read that book.
What is my why?
I just read it.
And then once you figure out what your why is, like Malcolm X said, then you got to do anything you got to do to go satisfy that why.
Right. And that's right. What's necessary.
So if you tell me your why are your children, but your children not making it to school, then guess what? I'm finna get into your business now, because I can guarantee you listen to this podcast. Can you name me 3 of your children's teachers? Can you tell me the last time you went up to the school? Can you tell me what grade that school has? Can you tell me what kind of passes, what kind of test results nationally, where they at? Can you tell me where your child is ranked nationally? Oh, you didn't even know that they ranking your child nationally? You see, because those of us who think that we are good parents, and guess what? You're trying hard. You're going every day. You're putting food, clothing, and everything on that baby. It's more than that. Yeah. We got to step. We got to step a little further than that. And I'm telling you, because I started all over again. I didn't get to do this with my children. I was locked up for 20 years. Like I said, I had beautiful, strong sisters who raised my children, period. And every last one of them got a college degree right now. It was from my little input and my knowledge that I was supporting them with my pom-poms from a jail cell. But I did have my pom-poms and I was supporting them. Key thing, I was supporting them. But guess what? These children down here, I coach Little League football. And they will tell you, I will be at your school. I will be in your driveway. I will talk to your parents. Me and your parents might even get into altercation, because I want to know why little Johnny been skipping school for 3 days and you ain't said nothing about it. But he on the football field. This thing is real. You know, I snatched mine over. I snatched my stepson, who's an all-star, off the football field. You know, bro?
No doubt.
Took his helmet and the coaches went crazy. Everybody was like, man, you can't do that. I said, no, I raised mine. I don't know what y'all doing out here, but I raised mine. Football is secondary. Education is first. Respect in my house is damn sure number one. I don't care how old or what you think it is. How many of us grew up in the area? If you looked at your mama wrong, that shoe was coming.
Boom.
See, we got to get back to this, but most of us are scared of our children. We scared of our children. We scared to correct them. Oh, she gonna do this. She gonna do that. Well, guess what? The streets gonna correct them.
Yes,
definitely. Yeah, that's what guys like
society and the system gonna correct them. For real. So you better correct them. You better save their life. You better feed them. You better give them knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And a proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I'm not talking about a knowledge, wisdom, understanding that they feed on in these streets on YouTube. My 6-year-old child came to me one day. He said something. I looked at him. I was like, so then I started sitting in the cut watching YouTube while he watching it. And I'm like, okay, I get it. This where this coming from. So, but we were taught what the devil will be in your living room, and he in all our living rooms in our bedroom, and he raising your children, and you not paying attention.
Ain't paying attention.
Man, listen.
That YouTube is off the chain.
That guy,
I seen some stuff. What?
Mm-hmm.
Some cartoons was doing. I said,
what? They got all kind of. And
grandson, you cannot watch that.
And you know what? Your lifestyle was your lifestyle. All I say is don't push it on anybody else. So when I see cartoons that's portraying homosexuality, see, I'm from the old school, so I'm gonna call it what it is. So when I see that and I turn that off, don't get mad at me because I am raising young men to be men. I am raising young ladies to be ladies. So don't get mad at me about my morals and my values and my principles. And guess what? Your children are getting to morals, principles, and values that you have no clue. And we're not just talking about homosexuality. I'm talking about murder and mayhem. I was explaining to them. I was shocked. I watched YouTube. These people going live. What's that? This live thing. And they talking about, I got beef. I'm at a gas station. Come see me. They are killing each other on live TV. Pulling up and killing each other. And I'm like, oh my God, is this real? This ain't even animation. This thing is real. This is what our children are doing. Period. Right. And if you go to some of these clubs where the younger generation hanging out at, oh my God, yeah, hey, I'm an OG and I don't deal with it.
I can't speak their language.
Not at all. But you know what? Like they belong to us. We belong to them. And I can't leave them out in the cold. You know, every last breath is gonna be reaching them. Right. I got to reach them to teach them. But you got to have something to teach them. When we was locked up, Kim asked me about some of the things. When we was locked up, I used to call meetings with all the so-called shot callers. In prison, the prison is more structured than out here. Everything is ran by structure. Gang members, religious gang members, and by wherever geographical location you're from. Is that right, bro?
Without a doubt.
And so I used to call meetings amongst all the heads. And my main thing, I used to tell them, listen, if you call yourself a shot caller, what are you giving them? What are you feeding them? If you just feed them the same mayhem and destruction, then how the hell you call yourself a leader? We can't conjoin with that. We can't do anything with that because everybody that knows me, my Muslim name is 99X. We stood on one thing. If you walked in that door and you didn't have a GED, you going to school. And if you had a high school diploma, then whatever skill set or college program they had, you going to attend. This was mandated by OH10 car, Ohio, Cincinnati specifically.
No doubt.
You know, and we had to stand on the same structure. We had the same structure out here. Our communities would be a lot further and a lot better off. But you come back out here, what they say, a child is born into a world of sin. He didn't say that the child was sinful. You know, we preach this thing wrong. Words have power. Understand what it said. If he was born into a world of sin and transgression, what are you talking about? Sin simply means a transgression of God's law. So then what law and what is he born into? This world. And everything in it that starts to shape him and form him. Because everything that is born and takes a breath is born in obedience to Allah, God, period, or whatever you want to call him, Yahweh, Jehovah, simply God, is born in obedience, period.
Same person.
So
same spirit.
That means that child that you calling a heathen now, he either learned it from you or he learned it from where you allow him to get it from. You know, this thing is 100% real, y'all. We got to start taking responsibility for what we do and how we do it. And again, I start with myself because I corrupted a whole lot. I disrespected a whole lot of sisters, a whole lot of brothers, and us as people. And when I learned better, that means you got to do better. And I've been trying to do better. Now I ain't gonna say I'm trying. I am doing better. How about that? Because we don't quit trying to do anything.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Kalima's Digital Practice, where we provide internal and external holistic healthcare and hair loss solutions for the entire family. Did you know that hair loss and other symptoms are often a result of poor nutrition and diet? When hair loss does occur, it gives the provider a clue to begin to figure out what may or may not be going on inside the body. As an iridologist, I've been uniquely trained to interpret the markings and patterns of your left and right iris. These unique patterns provide me with information about what's going on inside your body, which I in turn share with you immediately in a detailed professional report.
I ain't coming back here, man.
All right, y'all. We are back to the Lady Devine show at Busy One Radio. We got the famous Alpine and Ricardo in the house. We have Sincere, my co-host, and we were just talking about some real stuff, y'all. This stuff is real. So the streets are basically raising our kids, right?
Yeah, basically the streets are raising our children.
And they make the rules, which is the things that we wouldn't even consider. So if I could add my 2 cents to the subject, I get along. I got a 15-year-old. He's my oldest. My only boy is my oldest, 15-year-old, 2 twins. Right under him is 14. And my baby's 12, another girl. When it comes to me dealing with them, I can't keep saying, boy, my mama was here. She would have, the way I was raised don't apply in 2024. A lot of the things that I do for my kids is things that I know I needed as a kid. And I needed somebody to listen every now and again. And I just pull rank on me all the damn time. Do this because I say so. Do that because I say so. And I can say, and that's my advice to everybody out there too. You could let your kid finish 1-2 sentences. I ain't even ask you to understand that shit. Just let them finish. Let them finish. They'll trust you with their truth. You got to deal with all this sneakiness. You have to allow them to feel comfortable with trusting you with their truth.
I agree to a certain extent. Say your 2 sentences and be done. Because if you allow them, they'll continue to talk.
Well, disrespect is different. I'm saying now you can check them when they doing too much. Now you still be a parent, but they're not always trying to be disrespectful. We usually cut them off about everything. We just don't want to be bothered. Go play and all that type stuff. I never did that with my kids. And so the way that they are now, the way they're able to show me the results now is because they've actually reached a point where even though they can't talk to their mom like that, they can come to me. And even if I got to help them over the phone, we're going to get through this assignment. We're going to do this. And I'm not going to yell at you because you're not doing well. That damages us. If somebody come at us, we just want some help. We just want some understanding. And their brains are so fresh. So if you can start early, I would say that. I ain't telling you to do that with your grown kids. Good luck with that shit. But when you start with your kids, allowing your kids to express themselves sometimes. Like, I ain't even saying all the time, kids, they full of crap. Don't get me wrong. They manipulative, and they learn that on the outside. They learn that they got to scheme and trick you and lie to you in order to not get in trouble, because it's always about the discipline and the consequences. You know what I'm saying? So any kid's action, like you got a big liar of a kid, they don't want that ass whooped, of course. You didn't want it neither growing up, but it's necessary only when it's necessary. Your kid ain't always trying to scheme with you.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
Well, speaking of a kid, I was 21 when I went to the feds. 21 years old. I was the youngest dude in the FBOP.
Wow.
The Federal Bureau of Prison at the time. In Terre Haute, Indiana. I was the youngest dude in there. And my cellie had 10 life sentences. My cellie. His name was Gerald Hopkins Bay. And he had 10 life sentences. They threw me in a cell with him. And they said it because it was protecting me because I was young. But either way it go, all I can say was a life lesson learned. The man was powerful. He was a Morristown Stemper of America. He followed Noble Jew Ali, but he was smart. He read everything he can read and put his hands on. And that's what we got to do. We got to educate ourselves. I'm talking about knowledge is power. And that's why I sell dopamine. Dopamine. You understand that? That's brain power. We sell that brain power, and that's what this is about. Higher knowledge, getting things together, and doing what we have to do. If you do anything in your heart, when you do it, you make it a job, guess what? You'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
You gotta love what you do.
You gotta love it.
And that's what we do in life. Like this cannabis. I mean, we've been selling what? Marijuana all our life. We got a chance to sell it legally now. Come on, people. Listen to what I'm telling you. If you don't listen now, you're gonna listen late. When you listen late, guess what you do? Be late to the party. You're gonna miss out. We is giving away millions, billions. We is giving y'all chances to grow. Let's do it. I mean that. This is where it's at. This cannabis is you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. This cannabis, and that's what it's about. I mean, and like I say, y'all, I went to jail 13 years for this. 13 years for what they letting us sell right now.
How does that make you feel?
Whoa, how do it make me feel? I'm not bitter because I've learned them and I found out who I am. I know who I am. And bitter is not me. So I can't be bitter. I can't be mad. I just know it's a lesson learned. Because they owe me. They owe down. I want $13 trillion. And I mean it for what they done to me. Every year I want $1 trillion. And I mean that. I ain't talking about $1 billion. I'm talking about I want it. And I mean that. And they're gonna have to give it to us. They're gonna have to give it to us because the ones they locked up, and now they gonna make it legal federally. I know what they're gonna do. This is something that's inevitable. That means incapable of being avoided. They're gonna do this. And they're gonna do this. And if y'all don't jump on now, they're gonna lock y'all out. And I'm telling y'all, get in where you fit in. Let's do this cannabis online, and I got y'all. Cannabis online. So we doing it online where we drop ship to your house. Cannabis. And I'm telling you, it's where it's at. Cannaglow.
I'm gonna jump in here with that, and I'm sitting here listening to everybody talking. I'm gonna come back down the line, starting with Sincere and Kim, because the discussion that they were having, the brother Sincere, he expressed and he told us, listen, because I believe in a dictatorship. My house is a dictatorship. However, I do listen. I sit, let me hear what you have to say. Because again, words have power and children will express to you. And when they express their truths to you, you can't get mad at it. You have to try to understand it and absorb it and redirect it if it's not correct, or strengthen it as sometimes. And as Kim said, some things you got to just nip off. Hold on. This is too ignorant for me to even entertain. Understand, but you have to explain to them why. What are your thoughts? Because you got to replace that incorrect thought with a correct thought. So, because if you just tell them no, you're not replacing it with anything. So it's still there. It's just laying. It ain't even laying dormant. It's still active. So either you're gonna make it go dormant, or you're gonna eradicate it with something more powerful, something they can actually
feedback, understanding where they're coming from.
Right. Because even as adults, if I tell you something, if I don't give you an execution plan to it, then most of us still stay stuck on stupid because we don't know how to move forward. People need to be told what to do, A, B, C, and D. Mm-hmm. And that's because of the training that you've had all your life. You've been told what to do. So when you give someone an idea, give them an execution plan with it. You hear my brother talk about that he was placed in a cell, right? And then we talk about a cell. What is a cell? Cells make up your body. Inside of your body are atoms. Atoms make up the cell. I'm not trying to go deep with you, but we got to understand this. He was placed in a cell with someone who ignited his cells, his brain cells to grow. Growth and development took place in an incubator where they thought that death resided. Fortunately enough for him, and fortunate enough for me, because my story is about the same way. They put me in a cell with a guy that was about 65, 66 years old, Mr. Jackson, may rest in peace, one of the greatest men I ever met. He said, son, you know, the only reason I permitted you to come in my cell because you have 2 life sentences, and that's serious, and I need you to get serious about it.
Mm.
And what he meant was, what are you going to do about it? Because he told me, he said, these white people don't mind feeding and sleeping you for the rest of your life. What are you going to do about it? The next day I went to the law library, and for 20 years, that's why I stayed.
Because really, when they put you in that cell, they wanted you to fail. They thought they had you. They had you. It was like, let's put this 21-year-old in here with him. He gonna break him down. That's what they thought.
Exactly. But what happens is, especially when you get put in certain levels of penitentiary, and you got a certain amount of time, those brothers that's in there with you, a lot of those OGs, as we call them, right? These are men. So you getting a chance to get raised. You now have a mentor, a father figure, a brother who's going to raise you and stand behind you. You know, it's so many mothers that I've met and was like, thank you. I'm like, my child told me on visits, my child told me what you did, how you doing it. If we take that same plan and put it together out here, how much further will we be? You see, because them with your real brothers, the stories that you, in the movies you see, oh, I was with them. We was with them real brothers. Ain't no sellout in that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was raised on. But for 20 years, I went to law library at least 5-6 hours a day. Is that right? There was a white judge named Judge Lanier. Never forget the brother. He went on a run. He did some things, and it was political. And when he came, they put him in our unit, in our pod. Everybody was like, oh, no, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I'm like, no, leave him alone. I got him. He under our protection. You know why? Because he thinks like them. He played the game with them. He knows and understands the game. While we in here trying to learn law, he is the law. Why would you turn that back? No, man, I sit up under that man and learn how to read and write. My attorney, when I start asking him questions, he said, who you in there talking to? Because I'm raising my attorney on stuff that he should have been telling me.
Yeah.
Because most attorneys, 99% of them ain't worth a fuck. They rob you and they take your money. Point blank, period. I said, you show me one that ain't, and I'll show you 10 more that is. Tell them to sit down with, tell them come sit down with 99X. Tell them come sit down with me, and I'm going to show you a liar and a thief. Point blank, period. And those brothers that's been in trouble know exactly what I'm saying. They take your money and then they abandon you. Then you go in jail and you have to find somebody like me to take your paperwork, and you want to pay us zooms and wham-whams when you done paid this man $25,000, $30,000, $50,000, and you expect the same results or better results from somebody you gave hostess and Twinkies to.
Pack of cigarettes.
And this is fact.
There's currency in there.
It is. And this is actual fact. But I was placed, I called jail. You can say, damn, man, you act like you like it. Man, I hated every second of it, but I hated it enough. My mama used to tell me, if it makes you mad, let it make you mad enough to do something about it. So I turned jail into a temple. In that temple were many masters, including the abusive prison guards, the wardens. Those are all teachers. Those are all master teachers. Why I call them master teachers? Because they are forcing you to become, they are sharpening you to become, either they're going to break you or they're going to make you. And guess what? You couldn't break me, because I understood from the gate you had already taken everything that was near and dear. When you took my freedom, when you took my family, when the judge divorced me. See, my wife didn't divorce me, the judge divorced me. I got 2 life sentences. So you removed me from all of that. I get it, I got it. All praise to the Most High, that he put a light in his brain and it woke me up. But he put me in a cell like my brother with a master teacher. Now we have to be master teachers to everything around us. But if you don't have nothing to feed that brain, then you need to go get it, or y'all need to go on a journey together. Because one thing about it, ignorance costs, and you pay for a hell of a price for it. Let me say that again. Ignorance costs. What does that mean, Al? It means that when you went and got that mortgage and you paying 10% and somebody else paying 5% because you didn't understand that your credit score put you in this realm. And they knew, okay, we can take advantage of him because he's desperate. So I'm going to give you this 10%. And guess what? We know you thirsty enough to pay it. When the housing market fell out, that was by design. Right now, the economy is finna fall. Yes, but it's already been declining, but most of us can't see it. And for my brothers in the street, understand this. You see how money drying up in the street? And when money starts drying up in the street, you know what it's doing on in the corporate world. You know, interest rates are already going up. Houses selling for 3 times what they're worth. Then we just go through this.
And they moving out.
Used cars, I sell cars. You go to the auction, used cars that we used to get for $500 to $1,000, now $3,500 to $4,000. It cannot sustain this, but ignorance costs. Because all you want to do is run in there, man, give me a car note. You don't mind paying 10 times what this car worth. You just want a car note that you can afford. So guess what? 2 years, 3 years, if you get that lucky, when this car don't run no more, you still owe $10,000 on it, and it ain't worth but $2,000.
Break that down for them one time.
You know,
people don't realize, even though you got that Buick Century, the latest version of it,
$1,000 car note.
You spend more money paying the interest.
By
the time you get to the principal and see how much you still owe, you ain't paid on the principal at all.
Yes, sir. So understand what Sincere is telling you is this. If that car costs you $20,000, right, you already paid anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, let's say $5,000 to $7,000 above what it's worth. And then when I put the interest on top of it, oh my God, you done bought that car 3 times. And you know, me and my daughter, I had an argument with my daughter. She wanted to trade her car in. She only had 6 months of payments left, but she wanted to trade her car in, and she was upside down in that car. And I said, baby, this is a life lesson for you. Understand this is what this is. You made this decision 5 years ago. So this is a decision, this bad decision that you made 5 years ago is still in effect 5 years later. So now you want to go in and trade in your car and make another decision where you're going to be held captive to bad decisions for another 5 years. That's 10 years out your life. When you start to think like that, when you start to teach your children like that, she looked at it and was like, okay, Daddy, I got it. And I'm talking about Amani. She was smart. She was like, I got it. I said, finish paying for that car in 6 months. Don't even worry about it. You want another car? Here, I'm going to give you something. All praise to the Most High that I was able to do that. You and I was able to do that and only been home 7 years, and y'all been out here all y'all life and you still don't have anything. That's because you don't want anything. Understand this. I'm not saying you're weak, you stupid, or you ignorant. I'm just saying you're not motivated. The opportunities are there. You got to get motivated, because if you're not doing something to increase your bottom line daily, then you don't want anything. If it's nothing but watching a YouTube video on how to, you have to be motivated to get out there to do something. When I'm talking about your bottom line, most of that might have went over y'all head right there. In every business, we're concerned with one thing: the bottom line. The bottom line tells you how much profit you make.
Okay, so let's talk about Canna Glow, because we got 10 minutes.
Oh, hey, I got cheated out of my commercial. Now we're gonna segue into that. What my brother was telling you about, and what me, Kim, and my brother are part of. This company is called Canna Glow. It is the largest online dispensary in the world. Now, holding it right here in my hand, we are on the forefront.
That's what I'm talking about.
We are the representatives here in Cincinnati, Ohio, for Canna Glow.
Multi-million dollars. We can make everybody.
For the past 3 weeks, we've been putting on events weekly. We put it out there in social media. Come see where we having our meetings at and everything. And people come to me with all kinds. This is the ignorance of the black community. I'm gonna put it out there cold. Oh, that's a pyramid scheme. That's this. It ain't real. That ain't a real dispensary. That ain't. Shut up. This is $1 billion corporation. And for under $1,000, I can get you your online. No, you can get you your own online dispensary. Right? Let me say that again. For under $1,000, you can become an online owner of a dispensary. Now we know that the marijuana business, or let's call it the cannabis, because when we think about dispensaries, we just think about products with THC. Well, guess what? CBD also. These have property. These have healing properties. Not only, I know a lot of us, when we think about it, we want to go get high and smoke, right? Guess what? It has medicated value. Why do you think they tell you to go get a medical marijuana card? Never thought about that, did you? For all of us that's running around with the stigma of smoking weed, you never thought why they told you that it's legal to go get a medical marijuana card, because marijuana has various properties in it that heals damn near everything. Literally, you got pain in your joints, put some CBD on it, right? You got cancer, smoke some weed. Listen, I don't claim to be a doctor, but I want you to look up the properties instead of just sitting back. And I know if it's 20 of y'all listening to me, 19 of y'all smoke weed. So you need to look up what you smoking. Or eat it. Edibles, vaping,
Hey, we got even chicken.
Right.
We got chicken batter. We got what matters. That's what we got. We got what matters.
THC.
Put that batter on that.
But what I'm
Liquor.
But what I'm telling you is this: financial freedom, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm trying to get to. Now let me get real serious with you, because this.
Can I ask you real quick? What kind of are there entertainers that's in this business? Correct.
Right. Well, Kim, what Kim is trying to do is bait me into tell you this. Listen, let me tell you something. Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross,
Mike Tyson.
I can just keep on going down the line.
Got some weed called Bite Your Ear Off.
They are making millions out of this, right? And we are bringing you the opportunity today. A year from now,
you're gonna be kicking
it's gonna
yourself
cost
in the
you
butt.
$10,000 to get in. You cannot get into the dispensary business today for under a couple of $100,000. And we're talking about just getting some application fees and paying a different level of fees. We're not even talking about obtaining the product, employees, brick and mortar building. You don't need any of that. Guess what? If somebody told me, and I'm an entrepreneur, I've been doing all kinds of business. I want somebody to call in right now and tell me where you got a turnkey business for under $1,000 and you didn't have to product, place to put it in, employees, had to worry about, do you qualify? Any of that, period. All you simply have to do is come and check this out and take a look at it for yourself. This is a wealth building opportunity. And the only reason we're on the ground level now, because this company needs us. Understand, y'all want to talk about my life? My company is called Pardon My Hustle. Why is it called Pardon My Hustle? Because I was pardoned by Barack Obama, and my hustle was selling weed and everything else. But now I can legally, Alvin Cordell, legally sell weed. How about that? Ain't that a bitch, y'all? But it's bigger than me. What Nino say? It's bigger than me. This is about me and you. And anybody and everybody know my name is Platinum. I ain't on no games. I don't want to rob. None of that. I need you to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yes.
Because most of my brothers, y'all listening to me on the block right now, most of you on the block can't go get a job. This is the only thing you know. And guess what? There's going to come a time when the block's not available and it's not your home anymore. So what are you going to do then? Oh, I know firsthand, because most of y'all think y'all was slicker than me. I thought I was slicker than everybody else too. Guess what? I made a few million in this thing. And guess what happened? The government came and took everything. Bruh, listen, if you do nothing else, if you see any of us, if you see any of my people, pull them up and say, bro, I need to sit down. I need to talk to you. I need to tell you my story. Can you help me?
And let me tell you how powerful it is. Y'all don't have to worry about no tax evasion, none of that. Because guess what? We take care of everything, all of that. You write off whatever. You got your own company, So all I'm telling you is y'all need to listen. This is where it's at. If you come in now, you won't regret it. I guarantee you. This is what it's about, building.
Not at all, because understand, marijuana or THC is not available in all states yet. It will be, because as the brother was telling you, let me tell you something. Federal law comes into compliance with local and state laws, period.
It overrides it. That's what they say.
They come together. Trust me. All the government doing right now is trying to figure a way how on a Fed level they can tax it and get their money.
What bank they use to take it in.
That's the only thing that's going on now. In the states that's so-called bucking it, guess what?
I think Bank of America, because all they building is around here. Bank of America.
None of them right now.
I just said I think.
But
I ain't say it was.
What's going on right now is this. Do you think that the feds actually govern the state of Ohio? That means that a lot of us don't understand laws and how they work, right? Because if they did, how did Cincinnati just become recreational legal for marijuana, but it's against the law federally? That might have went over y'all head. So I'm giving this to you, but I have to give you a law class to break this down for you. And this right here, we are illegal to ship. Matter of fact, on the news today, on the news today, the governor, what's the name, DeWine, whatever the hell his name is, they were talking about it. They were like, they found a package came through, gummies, and it was in the likeness of an NBA player, and they wanted to confiscate it, but it was like, you can't confiscate it because it's illegal. It's under a Delta 8 instead of a Delta 9, and even some Delta 9s. I'm not gonna get into the specifics that way with you, but I'm telling you this: we can drop ship in 50 states. Guess what? We only got a handful of them that's legal now, so that means you're ahead of the curve. And if you're ahead of the curve, you win. That means you got to get on right now, because as each state becomes legal, it takes food out your mouth.
If you sleep, you get beat.
Right now,
snooze, you lose.
I got partners in Pennsylvania. I got partners in Georgia. I got partners everywhere that's like, hold on, Al, what you talking about? I'm like, you listen, bro. And
my people.
I got partners that had actually, I got partner in DC. DC became recreational friendly maybe a year or 2 years ago. They put up $50,000 to create a website, hire drivers, have a building, procure product so they can sell cannabis, right? Guess what? 50 grand. When I told him about this, he said, bro, the hell with that? What the hell? I didn't have to do under $1,000. You're doing the same thing we put up 50 for. And you don't have to worry about drivers. You don't have to worry about product. You don't have to worry about shipping. It's all coming to your door for under $1,000. I know to some of you, because you can't see it, because the people told you can't see it. The people told you can't.
Message.
And this is the problem. You keep listening to the damn people. There are going to be all kind of naysayers. The person to the right and the left, I call them haters. I call them enslavers, because they're going to impel you from moving forward. But you're going to impel you, because she or he can't tell me what I can and can't do. I'm a mover and shaker. Guess what? It's only two people that count. The rest of us don't even exist. If you're not a mover and shaker, you don't count. Let me say that again. If you're not a mover or shaker, then you don't count. And guess what? Most of the people listening to me don't count. I need you to start counting. At least to your damn self.
Yes.
Look in the mirror and say, I count.
So what I need you to do, I need you to come to our meeting next Tuesday at 7 o'clock at the 7030 Ready Road. Is it 7030?
Yes, in the Old Valley Shopping Center.
In the Old Valley Shopping Center. Come see us. Come get hooked up.
Tell them to look at
before
your
it's-
website.
Look at my
Tell
website.
them to look at your website.
Divine Essential Smoke Shop. It's right there.
What?
Check
What's
it
the name
out.
of it?
Divine Essentials Smoke Shop.
You got an online dispensary?
Yes, I do.
You got a bootleg one. You ain't got no.
Now,
You don't have no
this is
product.
real. Guess what? My products just got delivered today.
What?
Yes.
You mean you got the same products they got downtown at the dispensary?
On my doorstep.
For real?
For real.
$400,000. You a business owner?
Under $1,000.
And some black man told you about it?
Yes, he did. Matter of fact, it's, it's
my
under
goodness.
$500. I'm gonna keep it real. It's under $500.
I didn't even want to go that far with you because I didn't want to spook you. I can
Come
get
on,
deeper than that.
y'all.
Come and
Let's
find
get
this thing
this.
out.
Get this right here. Let's get in where we fit in before it's too late. Because guess what? The other people gonna take over.
Hey man, listen. My room grows
Goes
weekly.
for my family too.
My room grows weekly. You hear me? All I'm doing is I'm sharing the business opportunity with you. I'm not in the convention business. But you better come get it. Come get it now. Because people ask me, you've been home 7 years. How the hell do you got homes and everything that's paid for? How did you do that? Because I'm a mover and shaker and I know how to go get it. And I'm sharing this with you right now. I was so amazed because I couldn't believe it. I was in 5 minutes that they was talking to me. I said, hold on, you mean to tell me you're going to give me my online license to sell cannabis products? The same thing I went to jail for, and I can do it legally for under $1,000? I said, man, go my credit card right now. You ain't explaining nothing else to me. Because I understood opportunity. Understood the business model. You know?
Please come in and share this opportunity with us. If you have any questions, you can call me.
Can I say one last thing though?
Go ahead.
To the brother Sincere. I love what he was talking about, his kids and his family. What we have to do is be the example of what comes out our mouth to our children. Be that example of that you give to your children. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
If you're
Likewise.
interested, give me a call, 480-9200. That's 513-480-9200. And those that can make it to the meeting next Tuesday at 7 o'clock in the Valley Shopping Center, come on and get this. This is your freedom. This is your way out. Let's do this.
Let's do it. All you have to do is have a scan code. You
Matter
get
of
your
fact,
scan code.
that's the name of the facility that we're in. The brother Charles Wiley allow us to use his facility, and it's called Let's Get It.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Thank you, brother Charles Wiley.
It's been real. Thank y'all for tuning in to Busy One Radio, the Lady Devine Show.
Busy one, the truth in the
See
booth.
y'all next week.
Busy one.
Salute.